Hello, Jane Reaction here, and today for Modality Mondays, we're going to talk about the kettlebell. I'm actually going to make this a two-part series because there's so much to talk about with the kettlebell, and so much of it I can't do with this bad boy. This is 35 pounds. So kettlebells were originated in Russia. They were called, I Wikipedia'd this myself, the gira, and they were weights that were used to measure crops. And apparently they started doing strongman shows where strongmen would use those and swing them around, and then it eventually turned into a form of exercise. And it says here also that the Greeks originally had used something similar. Ancient Greece, think of everything. All right, so what do I want to tell you about the kettlebell? The kettlebell is typically used for power moves. So as opposed to just sort of like lifting heavy weights, you're swinging them around and using momentum, which isn't something you always do with just regular dumbbells or other things. So they're not really, I wouldn't really consider a kettlebell as like a great way to like get started if you're totally new to exercise, especially if you're doing those kind of power movements. If you go online and talk about like kettlebell swings, which we'll talk about today, some, half of the sites are like, do not do this without getting proper training. So I'm going to spend some of this talking about just quickly breaking down proper form for a kettlebell swing. Most of the exercises that I'm going to show you today are not big swinging movements. They're going to be just using them as weights. You can use kettlebells as weights. The main difference is that for a kettlebell, your center of mass is going to be down here, or slightly up here technically. So it's not where your hand is, as opposed to a dumbbell where your hand is basically on the center of mass of the object. We can talk about that in a physics of fitness thing, not this week. So anyway, that can come into play for a lot of different moves where you can do moves similarly to how you do with a dumbbell, but depending on how you decide to hold the kettlebell, it can actually make it really good for developing grip strength. And unfortunately, the two kettlebells I have are 35 pounds and 45 pounds, so it'd be a little hard for me to demonstrate that today. But I'm going to get some lighter ones, and we're going to do a volume 2 on this, and I'm going to show you some other stuff that you can do with them. What else do I want to say? Let's see. Yeah, so having good form, especially on doing swings, is very important. The weight is off center, but that shouldn't prohibit you from using them as dumbbells. And so, like I said, I'm going to be using them here today. 9 out of the 10 moves are going to be using them as you might hold them like a kettlebell, but you're going to hold them a little differently. And I think that's pretty much it. So before we get into the sequence, we're just going to talk about proper kettlebell swing positioning. Okay, actually I'm going to get this out of the way. So there are 2 motions or 2 positions that you want to think about for your kettlebell swing. And the first is going to be the starting movement. So notice that my knees are bent slightly. So I'm not in like a full squat, I'm just bending them slightly. And also my torso is basically down to the ground and my shoulders are down and back. And this is sort of your starting position. So notice my back is flat, I have to keep good core engagement, and I'm just bending my knee slightly. It's not a squat, okay? The finishing move you want to think about is if you were doing a plank, okay, standing up. So basically, straight body, arms straight out in front of you, okay, arms together, hands together, okay? So the movement is hip hinging with your butt going back, okay, torso parallel to the ground, bringing your hips up, squeezing your glutes, and coming into a plank position. So that's the motion that you want to keep in mind as you're doing these kettlebell swings. And you can just practice, making sure that you have good form. And you get down. Again, if you start squatting too much, the weight's going to swing back really far. So it's really just a slight bend in the knees. Got it good? All right. So we're going to start the 10 move sequence with kettlebell swings. And then the other moves are going to be more just alternating between upper body and lower body moves. And there'll be an ab move in there at the end. And we'll see how well I do because I don't normally do it with a 35-pound weight. Dumbbells can start from 5 pounds. They can go up to, I've seen 70, 80, 100 pounds. I haven't lifted all those. But like I said, a lot of you can use them as weights, and you can also use them for momentum movements. So in the next sequence, or the next time I do this series, I'm going to show you some more momentum moves. I'm going to show you some more dumbbell moves where you do single-handed exercises, and you can use them by gripping up the handle, and you'll see how the weight varies and how that works in your grip strength. Let me get my interval timer ready. One moment, stand by. Okay. So we're going to start with kettlebell swings in 10 seconds. Three, two, one. So I'm going to snatch it back. So I'm using my core and my legs to swing it up to shoulder height. Now these are technically called Russian kettlebell swings. There are American kettlebell swings where you swing it overhead. Some people just don't recommend doing those. I'm not a big fan of them in general. Definitely more complicated. And breathe here. So remember, not bending the knees too much. Hinging at the waist. Back straight. Got 10 more seconds. So if you don't have a strong core and good engagement, it's going to be really bad for your back. All right, next move, we're just going to do upright rows. So notice my hands are together, holding the kettlebell. So I can do double arm movements today. Single arm movements, I'll save until next time. Well, I have one single arm move, which will be fun. And keep breathing. So upright rows, elbows over wrist, or elbows higher than wrist. Now if you have a shoulder impingement, like bursitis or something, you will not be doing this move. This will be very painful. So make sure you're in good shape, and if you feel a tweaking, don't do it. Don't be a hero. Okay. 3, 2, 1. So you can also just do this for deadlifts. You can drop the weight all the way to the ground. Again, similar to a kettlebell swing, your hips are going to go back, and you're going to bring them forward. So instead of this being a big momentum move, you can slow it down and just treat it like a regular, barbell move or dumbbell move. Notice that when the weight hits the ground, my hands are about, halfway up the shin. So you don't want that much lower. So if you had a really small dumbbell or kettlebell, maybe you wouldn't go all the way to the ground. Got 10 more seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, so now I'm going to go into this kind of row. Side row and a lunge. And here I'm just using it as a dumbbell. And like I said, I don't normally do 35 pounds, so this is a nice challenge. I'm going to swap sides in 10 seconds, or 5. Keeping it back straight. I'm using my elbow for support. Fifteen more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can go back into lunges. So again, now just holding the kettlebell near the ball part, near the round part. You can just use it, like I said, as a weight. You could flip it over and hold it that way, but I like holding it like this. Nice little handles. Ten seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. This next move, I'm gonna hold and just do presses. Legs up in the air, again, a nice 90 degree. So again, different options for holding. So doing an overhead press movement. And if I wanted to go like this, it's a little awkward. So this, to prevent the weight from swinging down like this, I have to use my grip strength, keep my wrists upright. You got 12 seconds. Want a break? So a kettlebell on your chest. Good times. 2, 1. All right. So again, you can just do squats. You can also do squats, holding the weight down here. And do sumo squats. Let's do some sumo squats. I was super sweaty, and then I was cold, so I changed into this long sleeve shirt. Oh, that was a bad choice. Okay. Next, we're going to do some bent over rows. 3, 2, 1. All right. Just row position, pulling towards your belly button. Hand position is just a little different than if you had a barbell or dumbbells. Keep breathing. Head neutral spine, shoulders down back. Got a nice isometric hold. Seconds. 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to get in a nice squat, and I'm just going to do passing around, passing around. And of course, you got to make sure you don't hit anything, like your knee. And keep your torso moderately upright. Also, you gotta work on good handoff so it doesn't go flying. 20 seconds. I think we've got one move left. Yes. All right. 3, Russian twists with the kettlebell. Ooh, 35 pounds. That's fun. You notice with your feet up or down. I'm having a good old time with my feet down and this weight. So I'm gonna keep my feet down for this one. Almost done. "20 seconds. Feels like forever. Funk. And funk." If you have a lighter weight, feel free to go faster. I am going nice and slow. We've got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, good job. Did you have fun? We got some pressing motions, rowing action, a little bit of core twist, and of course we got the wonderful kettlebell swing in there. So next time, like I said, I'll have some lighter kettlebells and I'll show you some more movements, some more cardio movements, and then also some more like dumbbell type single arm weight resistance movements. But until next time, hope you had fun. Thanks for working out with me. Hope you learned something new today. Take care until next week. Bye.